Howdy. Sometimes you might look at a food and think, Jeepers, that is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Who in their right mind would eat that? Such as a chicken-flavored chocolate or a bacon sundae. Frankly, some of these foods are so vacuously stupid that I just tend to think only a true mastermind of evil would ever befoul humanity with these unsightly horrors.
You have to hurt yourself to eat it!
So we're going to take a look back at these international abominations today. Let's check out the 10 stupidest fast foods.
Let me just get that for you.
And of course, this is certainly no attack on anyone involved making or eating these foods. This is all meant in good fun, and it's just my silly personal opinion. And feel free to post your own opinion in the comments. Anyway, let's begin. And for a quick bonus entry, let's start with number 11. Pizza box pizza.
Pizza time.
Because who needs a boring old cardboard pizza box when you can have a pizza box? I'm sorry, I know this is very creative, but personally, I just think this is a dumb idea. How does this make any logical sense for effectively delivering a pizza? Personally, I see multiple issues. Issue 1. The pizza you're delivering in the pizza's pizza box will likely smush together with a pizza that is also the pizza box. Combining all these different layers of doughs and toppings together just personally doesn't strike me as appetizing. The end result is this disconcerting dollop of so much oily dough and cheese that I think I've got an artery clog just looking at this thing. Issue 2. It takes a long freaking time to make this pizza box. As we can see from this very dedicated crew, they first shape, top, and cook the pizza. Then they have to shape, cook, and top the pizza box top. Then they do the same for the pizza box bottom.
What the hell going on?
Assuming they're fast and can cook one layer every 13 minutes, they have taken nearly 40 minutes to cook this pizza box. Meaning the pizza is probably going to be getting cold by the time the pizza box is ready, and you'll probably have an impatient customer by then. Back in the day, on a quiet day at Pizza Hut, in 40 minutes I could make 240 cardboard pizza boxes. And I got fired multiple times for being slow too. My third issue is, this just doesn't seem like an effective way to deliver a pizza. The pizza box itself will likely get cold and moldy if left out, because it's pizza, and it will probably attract bugs over time.
Meow. What's up, Doc?
No, not that bugs, that'd be awesome, the other bugs. Plus, imagine actually holding a boiling hot, fresh, greasy pizza box pizza, then transporting the pizza box pizza directly onto a dirty car seat or car floor, on a long car trip back to the house. By the time you get home, the giant doughy monstrosity may be a little less appetizing. However, I do think there are some pluses to this style of pizza box. For starters, it does mean a lot less wastage. Again, you do have to eat a cold, oily pizza dough box that survived being on the car floor or the car seat for 20 minutes. But technically, yeah, you could still eat it. I mean, you could store the pizza box pizza in a regular pizza box, but I feel like that kind of destroys the whole point of the pizza box pizza. However, respects to Vinny's Pizza in Brooklyn for coming up with this rather odd idea. They still sell at least one pizza box pizza per day, so maybe I'm completely in the wrong on this. But I just can't get by Brooklyn Pizza's recommendation in this Instagram post. Use to propose to your significant other. Just really? I actually just proposed to my fiancée yesterday, and I'm curious of Nin's opinion on this. Honey, how would you have felt if I had proposed to you with a pizza?
Well, I wouldn't say no, but I'd definitely prefer a ring that isn't made of pizza.
And that's perfectly fair. Number 10. KFC's Donut Fried Chicken Sandwich. This is probably the most well-known example of the Luther Burger, aka the Donut Hamburger.
What?
And get used to KFC forefronting these bafflingly unhealthy foods. Because funnily enough, KFC, the company that helped skyrocket obesity rates around the world, is not afraid to make their foods a metaphorical atom bomb to our bodies. On my Twitter, this was actually the most requested fast food for this video. But just what even is this? Well, it's a crispy fried chicken fillet layered between two glazed donuts.
I'm sorry, what?
And the KFC version seems to be a somehow less decadent version than the traditional Luther Burger, which is a glazed donut bacon cheeseburger, aka the cardiologist's worst nightmare. So how does it taste? Well, let's ask someone else so we don't have to subject our own bodies to such cruel and unusual punishment. KBD Productions tried it, and his first comments were, It is the messiest burger in the world. Report of the Week mentioned this too.
This is not something that you want to eat in your car. You can see already the glazed.
Both had to thoroughly wash their hands to get all the grease and melted icing off. And that does make sense. I mean, you're picking up 2 sugary donuts melted over a hot piece of fried chicken. But as for the taste, well, KBD liked it.
And it does taste great.
The combined smell of baked donuts and fried chicken left him considering it a dinner dessert. Report of the Week considered it a very weird tasting item, since it combined that weird sugary doughiness with the greasy chicken tenders. And to him, the two definitely did conflict. They didn't really belong in the same meal. Juicy and fatty. As for the Luther Burger's even more decadent version, well, I haven't seen the full-on bacon cheese donut burger show up at restaurants yet, but Wiki reports it's quite popular at state fairs. I believe Sam's Fried Chicken and Donuts offered it, but they appear to have since closed down. And for number 9, the KFC Double Down Dog. Oh my. The Philippines has produced some unusual fast food items before. But what over-decadent monstrosity is this? Originally, back in 2010, KFC began this tirade of insanity with the Double Down Sandwich, which was bacon and cheese wedged together between 2 slices of deep-fried chicken, proudly high in fat and low in fiber. But eventually, KFC decided their innuendo was too, subtle, and someone at KFC thought,
Hey, what if we got crazy and gave that deep fried chicken a sausage instead and called it the Double Down Dog? You get it?
Everyone in the boardroom got it and wished they didn't. When it was released, reactions to this Double Down Dog ranged between ooh and ah, mostly the latter. But what's strange about these Double Down Dogs was some of the weird rules behind them. Most Philippine KFCs had this rule that they could only serve a maximum of 50 Double Down Dogs per day. Maybe they only wanted to give a max of 50 people per day death by chicken? You know, a weird problem I found is, so many of these stupid fast foods look abysmal anywhere outside the commercial. Much like the cheeser, in this commercial, the Double Down Dog looks pretty decadent. But when we get to see the selfie shots of this thing, it looks like an ugly, half-cooked gas station snag sitting among a detonated explosion of shriveled meat and mustard. Double Toasted pointed this out in his review too.
Juicy hot dog.
See the seasoning on it.
You can see the seasoning on it. Look at the way the sauce is put on just perfectly.
But what does it taste like? Well, none of the reviewers I could find actually lived in the Philippines, so it seemed like no one knew. But almost unanimously, every single person I could find thought it looked revolting. More commonly, people tended to comment on how, explicit it looked rather than what it tasted like.
And then come back with your looking like this.
Luckily, Reckless Eating combined the KFC ingredients to give his own version a try, and he did think it tasted pretty good.
Oh my god, it's so good.
He said the greasiness of the 2 fried chickens combined well with the sausage, and Dudes in Space made versions too. They commented that it tasted extremely meaty, which isn't too surprising, it is literally all meat. Their final thoughts?
It's a thing.
Even more damning, I think these ghetto versions were superiorly made to the original versions, since most KFC meals are hastily thrown together without much thought by overworked, underpaid employees. Overall, there's probably a reason the Double Down Dog only lasted 2 days in KFC restaurants before being abandoned. On a side note, I can never figure out why almost every taste tester always does their taste testing in the car. I don't mind or anything, it just puzzles me. I remember when I asked the community on Twitter, my favorite answer was probably this. I'm sure this is not the case, but is this funny?
Hey the internet, how do you feel about some gross guys eating some real gross stuff?
My good sir, fear not. Gross people eating gross stuff is a foundation of the YouTube algorithm, along with cat videos and creepy surprise egg videos. Anyway. Number 8. The KFC Cheetos Sandwich. Oh dear. So far, KFC continues to be the world leader in all the most revolting and stupid fast food ideas to ever grace the planet. We get another slice of KFC's deep fried chicken, combine it with a bun, and just a wad of Cheetos is kind of stuffed in there, combined with Cheetos sauce. Because I guess Cheetos just weren't Cheetos flavored enough. Cheetos sauce is basically just melted down Cheetos. Because who doesn't want to drink their Cheetos? Ugh, sorry. If I ever need to go on a diet, this is the food I'm looking at to lose my appetite. But food is probably too generous a word here. I feel like this combines all the most processing foods that have ever been processed. I legitimately had to look up what Cheetos originally were, because I realized, what even were Cheetos to begin with? I believe, based on my research, Cheetos were once corn? At this point though, they're just not recognizable as anything. So where do we start with this stupid idea? Was there really an overwhelming number of KFC customers saying, "Hey, my KFC deep fried chicken isn't packed with enough empty, flavorless calories. I demand you stuff my deep fried chicken burger full of Cheetos"? I guess what makes this fast food feel so stupid to me is it just feels like KFC is leading the march on how fast can buyers stuff the most amount of calories into their mouth in the shortest amount of time. Then there's also the abrupt breaking of mouthfeel. Originally, everything in the KFC chicken is designed to be soft and easy to chew, but then they stuff these annoyingly hard, completely differently flavored Cheetos into the middle of the burger to just ruin the experience. I'm gonna blow KFC's mind here, but what if you gave a customer a burger, then you gave them a separate pack of Cheetos? Not stuffed inside another food, just a regular pack. Perhaps they could even enjoy these completely contrasting foods as separate meals. You're welcome to take this idea, KFC. Number 7. The Sufgani King by Burger King. Just a reminder, me making fun of this burger means no ill will to anyone in Israel who might enjoy it. I just personally think it's a stupid combination by Burger King. But I'm also not Jewish, or religious at all for that matter, so take my opinion with a pinch of salt. So a little background about the Sufgani King. The Sufgani is a deep-fried donut with powdered sugar and jelly on top. It's part of the Jewish tradition of Hanukkah to eat deep-fried foods like this for 8 days and nights. Apparently this is to celebrate their religion's miracle, where oil was kept in the temple for 8 days. Jump to 2016, Burger King had 8 days a year where they just couldn't sell burgers in Israel, because Hanukkah has most people eating fried donuts. So the restaurant decided, let's combine 2 tasty things and turn them into something disgusting. And thus they brought Hanukkah to Burger King with the Sufgani King, a whopper sandwiched between 2 halves of a donut and topped with ketchup jam, because I guess regular ketchup was just too normal. But don't worry, just in case you were worried these jelly donuts would taste like jelly donuts, they've instead filled these donuts with ketchup, because why not, I guess? Is there any way they could have possibly made a less healthy Hanukkah lunch? I kinda get the decadent appeal of a 1,500 calorie Luther burger, but this just seems stupid. Apparently, and that's a big apparently, Sufgani King was a big hit in the media. But because I don't speak Hebrew, I can't quite tell if the Israel outlets were happy or horrified.
The Sufgani King became the biggest miracle Hanukkah has seen in 2,000 years.
Well, I guess that depends what the Jewish religion considers a miracle. I feel like the only miracle they've managed here is making something so simultaneously unhealthy, yet miraculously bad tasting at the same time. Most of the English-speaking media outlets I found called this food horrifying and a monstrosity. But again, these are mostly English-speaking outlets, such as Jerusalem Post, so maybe it's a cultural difference. But I think it's at least worth mentioning, even in the Israel commercial, the guy picks up the burger but doesn't even take a single bite. Maybe the Sufgani King helped him realize the nightmare that his life had become and he just walked off set. I don't know. But the big question is, how does it taste? Well, despite the claims that this thing hit record sales, I surprisingly couldn't find many YouTubers that even mentioned this thing, yet alone try it. Josh Elkin tried it out, and he had this to say.
Definitely one of the worst bites I've ever had of food.
Ah dear. He couldn't actually find it at Burger King, so he tried cooking it on his own. And his response ranged from meh to terrible. So maybe this is just an acquired cultural taste. But personally, I think this is one of the most unnecessarily weird and unhealthy fast food combinations Burger King has ever managed. And coming in at number 6, Pizza Hut, the Doritos pizza. Oh man, these people are in bad shape. What ridiculous country decided to bring this atrocity to life? What do you mean my country made it? Exclusive to my country? Well, we're not that ridiculous. Yes, I remember the Emu War we lost. Oh, okay, we lost it twice. Never mind. So you know how your traditional pizza has a dough crust? Well, what if you made a Doritos crust? Personally, that sounds nauseating to me, but let's press on. I mean, even the guy in the commercial sounds uncertain of the horrors he's gotten himself into.
A taste so irresistible, you'll completely lose yourself.
And perhaps in an act of mercy, I could only find 2 Aussie YouTubers who tried this thing. But just because a fast food sounds like a terrible idea, that doesn't necessarily make it taste terrible. What do the taste testers say?
And I just spoiled it for myself, that tastes like shit.
And there you have it, folks, a revoltingly unhealthy fast food that also tastes terrible, bringing into question how this ever sold. Lewis Perry described it as tasting like burnt corn chips that just happened to be baked into a crust. He rated it 2 out of 10. Jojo Jeff wasn't much kinder in his review. He pointed out that the corn chips would very quickly get soggy if the pizza wasn't eaten quickly. He called it a pizza that wasn't quite a dud, but that's not exactly huge praise. But it appears, as of 2022, the Doritos pizza is well and truly extinct. Now normally, I can find ragtag groups on the internet trying to bring back obscure foods like this, but I honestly could not find a single group or person that wanted this Doritos pizza back, which probably speaks wonders of how much people liked it. Number 5. KFC chicken flavored chocolate truffles. Chocolate and chicken. Just why? It's pretty common to hear the term tastes like chicken. However, I've never heard someone say this about a piece of chocolate. Until this anyway. Now, there are many things that do go together well. Peanut butter and jelly, salt and vinegar, sour cream and chives. But in what universe did someone think chocolate and chicken go together? KFC in New Zealand is responsible for this one, in celebration of Mother's Day. KFC took a nutty, creamy milk chocolate, then flavored it with the 11 herbs and spices in KFC's seasoning. Apparently because this still wasn't weird enough, they also infused the chocolate with a hot and spicy marinade. Admittedly though, they didn't actually try and sell these in store, because I guess that would just be the ultimate level of stupid marketing. Instead, KFC produced only 15 chicken-flavored chocolate boxes to be given away via a Facebook competition. So perhaps mercifully, these chocolates were not available to taste. I'm sure they didn't taste good, but I did want to tell you what they tasted like. Unfortunately, I couldn't find trace of anyone who'd actually ever tasted them. I guess for most people, common sense kicked in. So I hope you don't mind, I'm gonna go with the presumption that they tasted abysmal. I do hope KFC continues to branch outside of deep-fried chicken, but this was just their strangest combination I'd ever seen. And for number 4, the KFC Cheeser. Apparently this cheeser is quite popular in Singapore, and it even received a full KFC ad in India.
Can I have a piece?
Sure.
But I don't know, man. Maybe in theory this looked good? The KFC India ad presents this cheeser like this beautiful combination of pizza and KFC chicken all rolled into one. But in reality we get, well, this unappealing deep-fried slab of KFC chicken, with tomato sauce, ham, pineapple, and bits of cheese dumped on top. And as you can see, it looks every bit as appetizing as it sounds. In the ad, we can clearly see it's been carefully carved into pizza slices. But everyone I've seen actually buy this gets this ugly slab of chicken that no one even attempted to cut nicely, with ingredients where topping seems too generous a word. Dump seems more suitable. I feel bad for this person because they are demonstrating how to cut it, but they've had to cut it themselves with scissors. There's something about cutting a pizza with scissors that just seems so wrong. Anyway, my nitpicking aside, how does it actually taste? Well, apparently pretty good. Although it looks hideous, taste testers like Greg's Kitchen considered it outright palatable. The combination of the hot and spicy chicken with the saucy cheese left him impressed. At least in taste, he said that the combination was meant to be. Dancing Bacon's also tried it, and they also liked the flavor. So even if the cheeser looks like an ugly dump of fried chicken with zero effort put into presentation, at least it left the taste testers marginally impressed. Personally though, I go with Greg's home-cooked version of the cheeser any day over the KFC version. And for number 3, the Halloween Whopper.
Try the all-new Halloween Whopper, dripping with A1 sauce, right now for a limited time.
Oh dear. Who honestly looks at a hamburger and says, hey, let's make this bun look like it's covered in black mold. That'll sell the burger.
It's black, it's weird. It looks like it's rotten, but it feels alright.
Obviously, the intention was to make a burger that had a unique Halloween flair, but it is amazing just how quickly people's excitement for the Halloween Whopper vanished. The burger is like your traditional Whopper with a patty, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, and mayonnaise. But with the simple twist that the bun is spooky jet black. But when a person eats the meal, a surprising amount of the meal is tasted visually. Fast foods make their food look appetizing because, well, how we think a food looks influences how it tastes to us. And when people unwrap their Whopper to find a big jet black burger staring back at them, suddenly a lot of people felt a little green, and this greenness extended to their insides too. You see, it was a very well-known side effect that the Halloween Whopper would turn people's, waist green. So from every part of its journey, from start to finish through your body, this Whopper is made to be a horrific green experience. Now you may be asking, why does this happen? That's a very good question. Gastroenterologist Dr. Ian Luspeter offered an explanation on CBS News. He said the food coloring made to turn the bun black was a main culprit. The black food coloring wasn't entirely absorbed by people's guts, and these black dyes, combined with the dyes Burger King's use in their regular buns, mixing with the stomach's yellow waste, results in green waste. Charming. The result? Well, as Eric said, my stool was as green as the Irish countryside after a quenching rain. It was glorious. Number 2. The McChoconuts. Leave it to the French to come up with a Nutella and hazelnut hamburger on a bun. This is no doubt the strangest combination of contrasting tastes I've ever seen put on a hamburger. It's one thing to put chips and Cheetos on your burger, but chocolate? Really? I mean, I kind of thought hamburgers were made for meat, you know? Thus the name hamburger? So basically, instead of a meat patty for your hamburger, you swap it for a big lump of chocolate with Nutella nuts. I mean, I give them credit for creativity, but what? McDonald's Orcanville was nice enough to show us how they make them in the restaurant. Thanks, I gave you a like. But how does this strange French anomaly actually taste? Well, this one was a bit more tricky to discern, as a lot of taste testers were speaking in French, based on the body language and tone of les apprentis chefs.
Là, il y a vraiment de quoi se faire plaisir. Pourquoi pas le repasser un tout petit peu au four?
I think he seemed to like it. Notably though, he didn't finish it. But this was also a beautiful homemade version. How'd the real thing taste? Well, luckily, Florian also tried it. Once again, what we get in reality is so vastly inferior and sad looking compared to the original promo picture. He was given a flat, empty-looking stale set of buns with chocolate dripping out the side. On the plus side though, it certainly does seem to live up to its chocolatey name. His thoughts? Well, again, he speaks French.
Suite en direct. Bon, alors comme prévu, ça n'a pas du tout la même tête parce que forcément.
But from what I could tell from body language, he did seem to like the taste okay and notice the flavor. He said, c'est pas mauvais, which I translated to, it's not bad. But overall, he certainly didn't seem over the moon about it. Sam was a different story. She speaks English and she visits Disneyland Paris regularly, so maybe she can tell us more clearly how it tasted. Well, it sure looks like a very messy burger. Chocolate was constantly drizzling from the bun, and if you're trying to eat it politely, that's definitely a knock against it. But overall, she found it very sweet.
It's definitely nice, something different, especially if you want something sweet. This can be a nice little dessert or a treat.
So possibly a tasty treat if you're a sweet tooth. Though obviously, you're not going to get a very filling meal when you fill up on a fiberless chocolate burger with Nutella nuts. But hey, you're in Disneyland, I'd probably go for a treat too. But if you dare to try it, definitely bring some extra napkins. And for the number 1 stupidest fast food, the Burger King Bacon Sundae. This is it. This has to be the stupidest combination of ingredients I've ever seen put to fast foods. What doesn't belong in this description? Vanilla soft serve with hot chocolate, good. With caramel, good. And of course, top that ice cream off with some bacony bits and a big ol' slab of bacon. What? Truly, Burger King believes that bacon tastes good on anything. But ice cream? Really? I'm sorry, it's just hard to fully articulate how wrong these two ingredients feel together. But was anyone out there crazy enough to taste this Burger King train wreck? Apparently there was a couple, so let's see how they found the taste so we never have to find out ourselves. There was a YouTuber called Dame Drops who tried it, and yes, he was in the car as they always seem to be, for whatever reason. His thoughts? It tastes wrong.
On so many levels, this bacon sundae is dead wrong.
Honestly, beyond that, I think it's mostly drama. I couldn't actually find a straight answer from this guy. But maybe it's a generation gap, I don't know. Fortunately, one of my favorite taste testers, KBD Productions, also tried it, and he gave a much clearer answer. Neither him or his son seemed at all enthused by the taste. The saltiness didn't contrast well with the ice cream, but they hesitantly concluded they order it again. Super Taster Daily also tried it. He didn't taste much of the bacon, but he certainly found it added a crunch to the ice cream. The bacon pieces kind of act like walnuts or peanuts, giving the ice cream that extra texture. The problem with taste testing a bacon sundae is, what can they actually say about a bacon sundae? The combination is just so completely dissimilar and wrong that it doesn't have any unique flavor. It's just two completely different tastes that have no logic being stuck together. I feel like at this we've reached the point where Burger King is just randomly sticking together random ingredients they've got left over. For me anyway, this is an easy winner. The Burger King Bacon Sundae is the stupidest fast food I could find. And with that, we finished our search through some not so great, very strange, but interesting fast foods. Did you disagree? Maybe you thought some of these sounded really tasty. If you have your own thoughts on these foods or suggestions for other videos, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. It's always great to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I might see you next time.